Okay, so this is part 2, and picking up right up where I left off, and this is the thermal control valve. Now this is the actual correct one, not the heater control valve. Anyways, I took some cleaner and cleaned up a lot of that carbon and stuff like that that was built up and caked up in this baby. This must be the electronic control EGR valve, I'm guessing. There's the old gaskets. There's the part number for the gaskets for that. So they are both identical. They do go on a certain way, but really easy. Another little note is you don't want to lose this little guy. He goes right there, so go put him back together. Okay, so here's the actual part number. A good look at that. There it is, brand new in the box. Okay, so now I'm going to start taking stuff apart to take that out. So the parts that are extra that I was showing before, those are per bulletin, and per bulletin manufacturers suggest that you replace these things, that gasket there that you also saw. So there's like 4 extra things basically. There's a fuel line right there as well. Using them tools, I got that line pulled off from right there.
All you need to move that off is push down that little clip. That pushed off.
There we go. Got that line pulled off on top. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this piece of foam here out of the way so I can see what the rest of it looks like. Oh look, there's that fuel line I'm actually supposed to replace. Huh. Okay, so I will replace it. So in order to pop this foam out, there's a piece of wiring loom right here where I have to remove this conduit, so to speak. It's like a little plastic tray that has to be popped up because that rail goes over here and feeds this side. Okay, so there's this little bitty clip right down here. I'm almost there, but I need to get this foam, looks like an insulator for the railing, to help keep the gas cool. But I need to get that out of there in order to get the gas line out, in order to get the thermo control valve out. So I'm just going to reach under here. I can't do it holding the camera, but I'm going to push on that tab there, the back side, and pull. Alright, I ended up getting it, but yeah, you just push down and pull on it. It's up against the alternator. You know, I really don't see the point of boxer engines. Yeah, they're lower to the center of gravity, you know, but come on. All this shit. So there's the number for the fuel pipe if you need it. There's the foam piece out, and then there's that pipe that's exposed. They have insulated, and of course that's what it looks like. So progress is being made. Okay, so you can see how I covered up the intake holes with just a couple rags, and now I've got a 17 millimeter, and I'm trying to get this pipe off. The reason they say to replace this hose line, it's all steel except this rubber, and this rubber is basically a little grommet that slides over, and you know, well, it's like all things, eventually they dry up and crack away and blow away, so they want a fresh gasket so this clamp in here doesn't shake and eventually wearing a hole through your gas line. Okay, so this wiring harness is really in the way on this thing. Again, we have over-engineered what we really should be doing. I'm looking at 3 bolt holes around the base, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and so these 2 are easy to get. That one just using a long extension like that powerhouse right there. And now I'm just going to use a wrench to take this other one off. And I have another hose back there I'm going to go ahead and pop off, but first I'm going to unbolt it and see if I can pull it toward me. About like doing heart surgery. I mean, I've got the thing loose now, so that's where I'm at. Still got to pop this hose off. It's connected to that right there. I got another hose in the back that's still on. Okay, they've got another clip right there. Gonna pop off, so hopefully you have that. Alright, I was able to get that off by pulling up like that, and the whole thing finally pop. So I actually just pulled this bolt out of this back here, right where this engine identification number is, and that's holding this whole cluster together, so that way I can have a little bit more wiggle room so I can get that clip undone right there, that clamp that is, and get it pushed back. Oh, and there we go. I just got that last piece pulled. Alright, that wasn't so bad. Only 265 steps. Easy, right? Now, to get this all put back together, you just repeat the steps, you know, working backwards. After thinking about it, this pad that I took out and I just now put back in, I think they put that on there to eliminate the vibrating, because when it'll vibrate, Well, they need that steel line to be in there, the thing I just replaced. And since that goes on top of that, it's a lot of vibrating that can occur, and it can actually work itself loose over time. So you got to put this thing back in there. So I took off this upper EGR pipe right here and cleaned it off. There's another little gasket under there, but there's a reason why they didn't include the gasket on this kit, because I was trying to look up a better way to put this all back together, maybe giving advice in the video for how to take it apart. And if they had wanted this pipe to come off, they would have included a gasket right there. So yeah, that gasket will eventually go bad. It was a little harder you know, than what these ones are, because you know, gaskets get hard over time. But still good. I'm just gonna reuse it, put it back together. Probably not gonna have the car for very much longer anyways. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this thing back together.